What's going on, everybody? Money Mitch back. Wanted to jump on, make a quick YouTube video talking about what I did today and why I just got a $30,000 personal loan for sports cards. Some of you may think I'm crazy, which is fine. I'm a little crazy sometimes. Or you might ask, why would you get a loan for sports cards? What are you gonna do with that loan? Why would you take out a loan to go buy sports cards? Aren't you doing well in sports cards? Aren't you flipping? Aren't you making money? Don't you have other money? Don't you have cryptocurrency? Don't you have real estate? You talk about this stuff. Why would you get a loan for sports cards? Just all great questions. It's not a bad thing to get credit or to get loans, even if you have money. People always ask me, well, why you get a loan if you have cash, or why do you get a loan if you have assets and those types of things? And the reason why is the more leverage that you have. If you use other people's money, and you don't have to use your own money, and you can make money off of that money that you're borrowing, it's a win-win. The person that's lending you the money, they can get interest and they'll make a little bit of money off of it, while you can leverage additional capital to then go buy more real estate, buy more sports cards, buy an investment of some sort to where you can make money off of it. But for me, I wanted to leverage OPM, which is other people's money. I don't want to use my own money. Yes, I could take some of my cryptocurrency and sell it. I could use all of my cash that I have left and buy more cards. I could do a bunch of different things, but for me, it just doesn't make sense. When I ran the numbers for my Discover loan, it made sense for me where the amount of money that I'm going to get charged in interest is not that much, and I could make that back every single month flipping sports cards. So if somebody offered you, say, $5,000 and they only wanted to charge you, say, $100 a month in interest, do you think you could take $5,000 and flip sports cards and make that extra $100 back to give them their money back? I think everybody would say yes, otherwise we wouldn't be in this business. So that's the way that I thought about it, just on a larger scale. I wanted to use other people's money. I wanted to get a good interest rate on it, which the way you do that is, one, you gotta have a good credit. Two, normally choose a shorter term loan rather than a longer one. The longer you draw out your loan, there's more risk with the companies to pay it back, so they're going to charge you a higher interest rate normally. And then obviously the higher the balance is. If I would have picked a shorter balance, they probably would have given me a little bit better interest rate, but in this case I picked the $30,000 just because I wanted that amount of money. I get stuff in the mail all the time. They send me from Discover. They'll send me, open a new credit card, open a new loan, pay off other credit card debts. They'll send me checks in the mail, and these are expired. Checks in the mail to where I can write a check and pay off other debt. So different credit card companies, they want your debt because they want you owing them money. They want your interest, and that's how they make money. That's how banks make money. So the biggest thing is make sure when you have credit cards, use them efficiently. I did make a tip the other day about gas, where you can get 5% cash back on gas. This particular card with Discover for me gives me 5% cash back for April, May, and June of this year, which on my truck saves me about 25 cents a gallon right now, which is about $9 per fill-up. So as long as you're using credit correctly, then you can use it to your advantage. For me, this made sense. I looked at the numbers and on how much I think I could make having an extra $30,000 specifically that's used just for investment purposes, and the numbers ran out to where I could make significantly more than what the interest rate is and what the payment is every single month. I figured out the calculations where it's about $150 a month is what it's going to charge me in interest. For me, that's nothing. For you guys in sports cards as well, making $150 on a deal, if somebody said, here, I'll give you $30,000 to go spend on all these cards and you can go and flip them and make money off of that, you just have to pay me back an extra $150 every month. Well, I don't think anybody would say no to that. So you have to be able to run the numbers in your head and kind of calculate these certain deals. And that's what I did for this. I didn't have to give up anything to be able to secure this loan. or for them to be able to feel comfortable in me that I'm going to pay that loan back. The way that these types of loans work is there's interest rates and there's terms. So if you get a loan for 36 months or 48 months or 60 months or 72 months, even 84 months, the longer it takes for you to pay it back, normally the higher the interest rate is going to be for that loan. For me, I think I can pay it back a lot sooner than 36 months. I think I'll be able to take this money and be able to flip it in my assets, which will be sports cards in this scenario, and be able to pay that off in 6 months, maybe a year. So I might not really use that much interest. So for me, I was able to leverage my good outstanding credit and credit card relation, payment history, everything that I've had with Discover. They were able to send me this offer in the mail, and then by doing that, I got on the phone, and within 30 minutes, I was approved for a $30,000 check, essentially. They're going to deposit $30,000 into my account within the next 2 to 3 business days, and I'll be able to use those funds for whatever I want. It'll be set up just like a regular, say, car loan, where every month X amount of dollars is going to be paid every single month, and I can pay it off early if I want. There's no fees for that. Big thing with this is you want to be careful that you don't get yourself into trouble. You want to be able to make sure that you can afford the loan, make sure that you invest strategically and don't just spend all the money right away. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to take this $30,000 loan and just blow 30 grand immediately tomorrow. I'm going to think smart about it and buy really, really, really strategically, buy really smart buys that I know I can make money off of, or that I'm fairly confident that I'm going to make money off of, and then keep, say, 20% of it, 30% of it as reserves for paying those payments for maybe the first, say, 6 months of the loan, to where I don't have to worry about I spent all my money and now I don't have enough money to pay that first bill. So I'm going to take probably 70% of it, use it, invest it strategically over the next 3 weeks, 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks. Start buying and selling cards, but not spend it all. Use the other 30% as a reserve to just start paying on that loan to make sure that it's taken care of every single month. And so I know that I'm going to start seeing returns on the investments that I'm making. And then I can start feeling more comfortable, build that balance up a little bit more, which will then allow me to pay the next 6 months while still keeping reserves here on the side while I use that and turn that money with these investments. So make sure you don't go out, do something like this, blow your money, and not be able to pay the bill, because then that can really hurt your credit. Some people might ask, so I heard you have a bunch of cryptocurrency. Why would you not just sell some of your crypto and just use this money to go buy sports cards? I could definitely do that. I have a really decent amount in cryptocurrency right now, but I feel that cryptocurrency is another investment for me, and I think that can still 5 and 10 times multiple in the next couple months. So I don't want to use any of that money against me to invest in more sports cards. I kind of want to be diversified, use some in my cryptocurrency, some in real estate, some in sports cards, kind of diversify that to where I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. I know there's a lot of people out there that are in sports cards, and they have a ton of money in sports cards. They have a huge, great collection. And when I talk to some of them, I see that they don't have a bunch of rental properties. They don't own a house. They don't have their car paid off. They don't have student loans paid off. They don't have cryptocurrencies. They don't have other assets that are help generating their money, and they're fully focusing on sports cards right now. And this market is going to adjust and correct at some point, and you do not want to get caught holding the bag and having all of your eggs in one basket. You should definitely diversify. I would hate to see somebody that's worked so hard from nothing to have $500,000 in cards, and then cards go and drop down to $50,000. Your value drops down to 10%, and then you have nothing to show for it. Where you're never going to have that with real estate, as long as you find something that can cash flow. Even if the price of the property goes down, it's still cash flowing every single month. You're still making money. So that's a whole other topic that I want to talk about a little bit more if people want to learn about real estate and what I kind of do in that as well. But for me, it's all about diversifying, using OPM, which is other people's money, leveraging that, and not putting all your eggs in one basket for certain assets. I know for me, if you didn't know, that I was in my accident at the end of December where I wrecked a Lime scooter and broke my jaw, broke off 5 teeth. Still recovering from that. You can probably see on camera here a little bit of the wound from that. If I didn't leverage other people's money in a different loan that I got, or advance that I got, I wouldn't have been able to probably make it through those couple months and stress-free like I was, because I was able to use other people's money to invest. I was able to get money and then reinvest that with some of my friends that also flip other assets, and they were able to pay me a dividend off of that for using my money, which helped me get through those 4 to 5 months where I was kind of out and not being able to work, not being able to go to shows, and I could just fully focus on myself and fully focus on getting better and getting healthy. I don't know if I was able to go over everything that I really wanted to go over here in depth, but I wanted to kind of keep this video short and kind of to the point on what I did today. But if you guys do have more questions or want to get my advice or my opinion on something that I did, just leave a comment down below or DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is _moneymitchcards_. If you don't already, follow me on there. Subscribe to the YouTube page. We're gonna have a lot more stuff coming out. I want to be able to kind of bring my knowledge and my experience with different investments, with business, real estate, what I do in sports cards, what I do in my free time, all kinds of stuff, just to kind of give a little bit more knowledge and kind of give back to the sports card community, as well as just people that I know. I know they want to know what I've done and kind of what I've gone through to get the things that I have today, and kind of set myself up to where I have today. So if you have any questions, like I said, reach out to me. If not, we'll see you on the next video.